stranded on the side of the road vibes.
You're telling me, you're telling me after these traumatic events, now we have to battle a tornado.
There's no going back. Squad ain't with me.
Hello to everybody and their moms, it's your girl Kristen here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very fun story time for you guys. It's definitely very scary for me, but I'm kind of in recovery mode right now, so I'm like kind of over it, so I feel like it's okay for me to share with you guys. Before we get started, definitely make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Hello, by the way. And let's go ahead and get started. So a couple weeks ago, my family and I planned to go and visit my oldest sister, Jasmine, her husband, Reggie, and their new little son, Luca, who actually is about to be a year old very soon, which is so exciting. You know, auntie vibes. And so we were all gonna travel up there to go and see them. Now, I don't want y'all getting it twisted. Everyone that can get vaccinated, so everyone besides like my youngest sister, we're vaccinated, okay? And then so is my oldest sister and her husband. We've been socially distancing. Like, I don't want you guys thinking like, oh, like they don't care about the pandemic. Like, trust me, we are definitely making sure that we're staying safe. And so the morning of, we had decided, oh snap, like we forgot to get some boarding for my sister's dog, Casanova. And so because we didn't really want to like drop him off anywhere, we decided, okay, we'll just take 2 vehicles so that there'll be plenty of space for all of our luggage, and then also Casanova in his crate. So I decided to drive with my second oldest sister, Sydney, who you guys see on my channel all the time. And we decided to take my car. I volunteered because I was like, okay, I can drive the way there and she can drive the way back. And we planned to leave, you know, as like a whole family, like just following each other in the vehicles that we were driving. But it started raining, okay? It started raining that morning. And one thing about me, I don't drive very fast in general. Like, I'm just not a speed racer, okay? And also I know that my dad kind of likes to drive fast, okay? My dad's probably watching this and is like, Kristen, what the heck? But like, yes, he drives pretty fast and I know that I can't keep up. So I talked to my parents and I was like, Sydney and I are going to leave early with Casanova. We'll meet you guys there. Like, we'll beat you. Like, we're gonna get there first, but we'll meet you guys there and then we can all be together at the same time. And so they were like, okay, cool. Like, go ahead, y'all take off. And so it was early in the morning. Sydney and I grabbed some breakfast and we were on our way. So for those that don't know, I drive a stick shift. I drive a manual. My parents have a rule in our house where, you know, that's the car you're gonna learn how to drive. And it's bittersweet because it did take a little bit of time to learn, but like now if I'm in any sort of dangerous situation, I can hop into any vehicle and just know that I can drive it, which is awesome. And so I'm driving my manual and, you know, we're just bopping, listening to some music, listening to some tunes. The vibes were immaculate, okay? The energy was there. And so as we're driving, we start to make really good time. We're getting through the tiny neighborhoods and we hit this like long stretch where it's essentially it's like a 2-lane highway. So it's like traffic is going this way and it's also going this way, but there's no other lanes. And it's like a very tight space. And then eventually it'll open up and turn into 2 lanes and then it'll go back again to 1, like every now and then. And so we're driving on this road and listen, I told you I'm not a very fast driver, but I'm telling you this to provide you with a little bit of perspective because the car in front of me was going so slow, like ridiculously slow. And I was like, love, come on, everybody's got a gas pedal. Like, it's time to go, you know? And he was just cruising. So when the 1 lane ended up turning into 2 lanes, I got around this person and, you know, I was driving. And all of a sudden, my car is like not going past like 65 to 70 miles per hour. And I was like, why is it like not getting faster? So I decided to put on cruise control because my car has cruise control. And so I went and like pressed the gas until I got to around like 70 miles an hour. And then I decided to let it just like cruise on that. And I was like, that's a comfortable, you know, speed limit for me. And considering the actual speed limit, like I'm within range. So I was like, okay, this is good. And so as I put it on to the cruise control, we're going up a hill. And typically whenever we go up a hill when I have cruise control, it'll just like go up there effortlessly because it's at a very constant speed. And my RPMs decided to go from like, it's typical like 3 to like 8. And I was like, what is going on? And so we're coming off this hill and Sydney was like, she looked over at me and she's like, everything okay? And I tried to shift down because I was like, I'll get out of cruise control. It's fine. Like I'll just be driving it normally. And I pressed down on the clutch because that's how you change your gear. And yikes, the clutch was like, it was going all the way down, which is not normal. And so I was like, Sydney, the clutch is out. Like the clutch won't work. Like what do I do? And so she was looking at, she's like, okay, Kristen, you're gonna have to get over and you're gonna have to come to a stop. And I was like, what the heck? Like we're going like 70 miles an hour, you know, like it's now we're in these 2 lanes. So that means that there's more vehicles and there's more people trying to like pass other cars. Like essentially people are trying to, you know, get around other vehicles as fast as possible. And so I happened to put on my blinker and like kind of to let people know behind me that like I was going to be trying to get like as far over right as I could. And then we started to hit the grass and I just started to slam on the brake as much as I could. And then the car happened to stop. So, and this is where I just say like by the grace of God, because my parents, as I had mentioned before, they were in a separate vehicle and they were coming behind us since we left earlier. And so we ended up having to sit there for a couple of hours. But like the YouTuber I am, that was cringy, I happened to record this experience. So I'm gonna show you guys some footage that I took while I was there so y'all can get like the real experience. This is what happens when you're driving and your clutch gives out. And you just so happen to be in the middle of nowhere. And conveniently your parents are heading in the same direction you're heading in. So they come to save the day. But we are currently waiting on a tow truck. Me and my car. Tragic. Sydney. So what just happened? What just happened, ma'am?
Today's been a lot. Started out strong, road trip vibes. Ended side on the road, waiting for a tow truck in the rain, mind you.
Yay! So much fun. It's so quirky and cute. So I'm walking up a little hill to the rest stop, just to kind of have like a cute little chit chat moment. Okay, so actually I'm walking around here and turns out that we stopped at a Texas historical little monument. Come on, it's time for a little lesson, love. Basically it says this area was inhabited by early Indians and has been a landmark for pioneers, surveyors, and cowboys. The site of battles between Indians and early settlers. It's a signpost on the Fort Phantom Hill Supply Road. It just serves a lot of purposes. It also says that tales of lost silver mines have centered on the surrounding area for centuries. Is it time for a scavenger hunt? Is it time for a hello? Not them saying silver mines, but not me saying, where am I going? Like, I act like I'm about to be like deep sea diving and like finding something. I mean, but y'all can call me Dora the Explorer without boots. Anyways, so as you guys can see, I walked to the top of the hill and like, interesting enough, yes, this was a Texas monument. Like, what are the odds, you know, that you would stop at a Texas monument? So while we're waiting up there, you know, you can just see these clouds rolling in. It's getting very dark, rainy, but also we've been waiting there for a couple of hours, which is really annoying. Like, because we would have already been at our destination, so it was just really frustrating. Stranded on the side of the road vibes. I don't know how Meg the Stallion does this, my knees hurt. But eventually the tow truck did come. The guy was super cool and we ended up towing it back to where we live in Austin. And so because of this, we had to drive all the way back home, make sure that it got to the dealership safely. And then the moment we got home, Sydney looked at me and she was like, I still want to go. I still want to see Jazz and Reggie and Luca. And I was like, low-key me too. So we took off. We decided to hop into her car. We left Kristen over there. Our parents were cool with it, and we decided to just go up there. And so we went back the same route. We passed by that cursed hill, okay, the little trauma that happened there. But then what made it really funny, but like not funny, while we were driving, tell me why we got a tornado warning. What, like a tornado? You're telling me, you're telling me after these traumatic events, now we have to battle a tornado. So naturally we're driving. The sky is getting a little dark again. She's getting a little gloomy. She said, let me add a little bit of pigment. And we're just like able to see in the distance some lightning, like a lot of lightning. And we're just driving down the road, And this is, look, you don't have to be religious. You don't have to, but I'm gonna tell you right now, like this was literally God putting a hedge of protection around us, because I don't know how we got there and not a single raindrop had hit our windshield. Not a single one. That's crazy, okay? But to make a long story short, we ended up arriving safely. We made it there. We got to see all of our loved ones and had such a great time. And then actually when we ended up leaving to go back home, my parents and Chelsea actually ended up driving up the next day. So we all ended up getting to see Jasmine, Reggie, and Luca. But yeah, that's the full story time, okay? Now, some of you guys may think that I'm being dramatic, but I want to tell you, like, it's so hard for me to explain this experience without like you guys experiencing it yourself. Like, and if you don't drive a stick shift, like it's even harder for you guys to really understand the mindset that I was in. Not that it's like, oh, like only manual drivers understand. It's more so like having that knowledge of knowing how to shift and the panic that comes whenever you can't shift. It's just a different type of feel. But anyways, if you are seeing my face or hearing my voice, congratulations, love. You've made it to the end of this video. Before you go, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up if you happen to enjoy this little story time moment. I love telling stories. I love story times. So if you guys would like more of those, just let me know. And also make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you are new here, it's a good time, okay? I like to create feel-good content, which is essentially content that just makes you feel good. This is a judge-free zone. This is a space where it's okay to be vulnerable, and like I would love for you to join us here. I'm going to put my weekly subscriber goal onto the screen, and if you feel like this is something that you can help me out with, definitely make sure to do so. I would really, really appreciate it. Also, I happen to have an Instagram, so definitely make sure to head over there. My username is itskristtv. It's the same username as this channel. I do that on purpose so that you don't forget it, and I would love to see you there. Just swing by, double tap a couple of photos, you know, let's be besties. Like literally, let's be besties. And I'm pretty sure that's everything. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.